Sarah.
And I'm David. And we're talking about Celebrity Big Brother, which is insane.
What a week!
so much is happening.
Yes, we have a lot to get through.
Oh my god,
okay.
Yeah. We've got like 4 full episodes to get through.
Yeah, plus, other stuff.
So we're powering through.
Okay, Monday was the first part of the premiere.
Yes.
We get to meet everyone.
Right.
They're showing up. They're moving in.
Yes.
They meet each other.
They're all excited, but they sort of don't know who anybody is. A lot of them are like, who are you?
Except we do have 2 Olympians who obviously know each other, and we have Tamar and Candy who knew each other.
And we've got Jonathan and Dina who know each other through the Lindsay Lohan connection.
Yes, through Mean Girls.
Yes.
So we see that, and then we pretty quickly hear how the first HOH is going to go down.
Right.
It's going to be super pairs.
Yes.
And they're going to compete for the HOH, is what we find out.
But there's one pair, the last 2 who don't get picked are Natalie and Kato. And twist, they are both safe. They're not competing, but they're safe.
They don't get to play, so guess what? They're safe. Okay, shocker, great.
Great.
I was actually surprised no one picked Natalie. Hello, she's a wrestler. Why would you not pick her?
That was weird. Kato makes sense to me, but I mean, I guess Lolo maybe would have picked Natalie, but she strategically picked Tom because she wanted to lose this competition, she said, even though she ended up really competing for it because it's like innate in her as an athlete.
That's why you get athletes on this show.
Yeah. So Kato and Natalie are sitting out and everyone is struggling so hard for such a long time to get the swing going, but Ryan figures it out first, and then he and Jonathan ultimately are the first 2 to finish, and so they think that they are in charge for the week.
Well, okay, so we find out one of them's going to be HOH, and the other one will then be on the block.
Twist! So there's one more competition that they have to play to figure out who the HOH is.
It's only the 2 of them competing against each other.
Right.
So, hello.
Hello. That's how episode 1
are difficult when you're going against an Olympian.
Yeah. So
Tuesday.
Then Jonathan realizes, well, one of us is going to be on the block between me and Ryan, so I need to work with him, and we need to get an alliance going and get numbers.
Yes.
So he's working on getting 7-person alliance.
Yes.
In place so that no matter what, out of 12 people, 7 will control the vote and he'll be safe if he ends up on the block.
It doesn't take much for Jonathan to realize, great that Ryan wants to be my friend and work with me because he's very athletic.
Right.
But he don't know much.
No.
So let me try to strategize and make plans. And I mean, I loved how Jonathan jumped in there.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of was like, I'm probably saving my butt, but let me get some stuff going.
And he, I think, also quickly realizes, oh boy, not a lot going on upstairs with Ryan. I can just tell him what to do.
Yes.
And he'll just beam a little minion.
Yes.
This is great.
Not much going on upstairs at all.
Yeah.
For Mr. Lasky.
But there's a lot going on physically with Ryan. So when they actually go to play this competition, Ryan kills it.
Yeah.
He just, I mean, there was a point where Jonathan is catching up, but to me, it kind of looked like Ryan was catching his breath a little bit or letting Jonathan catch up.
Yeah. He was like, I'll just catch my breath a little bit while Jonathan doesn't do much.
Right.
I mean, Jonathan started out good, but ultimately, Ryan wins it.
Yeah, and we should say too, this whole episode 2 is all about alliances, right? Like Tamar said, it's raining alliances because in addition to this 7-person alliance that Jonathan's trying to get off the ground, he also forms a final 4 with him and Ryan and Lolo and Natalie, and then the girls are forming a separate final 4.
But a ride or die between the 2 of them.
Right.
Yep.
Girls form a separate final 4. Lolo and Natalie form a final 2.
Yep.
Tom and Mooch and Kato are forming an alliance, the 3 of them. So it's just, a lot of groundwork being laid by people, which is fun.
And Joey's going, no alliances. I don't even like that word.
I hate that word.
I hear that word.
Yeah. And people were literally in the room to pitch him an alliance, and he was like, I hate that word. And people were like, okay.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was excited to see all the alliances.
Yeah.
I mean, I want them to be like, all right, we got this. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Love it.
But then episode 3, everything starts to blow up.
Those alliances did not last long.
I mean, the alliance of 7 was doomed from the beginning when they did not have a meeting, all 7 of them together, saying, hey, we're in this together, we got this. Because then, when Candy's coming up to Ryan hey, what's your plan? He's acting shady.
He really was. It is weird to be like, oh, I don't know, and then wait till other people are around and tell them. If I were Candy, I'd be suspicious too.
Yes.
But we should, before we go fully into episode 3, we should say we finished Tuesday with the nominee. So we know Jonathan is on the block, but then Ryan also puts Tom and the mooch on the block.
Yes.
Now he originally, this is important.
This was the original problem, yes.
He originally said Dina or Diana, whichever you want to say it. And Jonathan did a little, you know, a little manipulation, a little, I don't know, we could save Dina for another week.
Yeah, right.
Know?
Yeah.
How about, you know, the mooch and Tom? So,
right, but he didn't even say that. Like, I just remember Jonathan just sort of like kept hinting around. Like, he was sort of like beating around the bush a little bit because I think he didn't really just want to come out and tell Ryan what to do because he maybe didn't want that to come back on him. But Ryan was all but asking Jonathan to tell him what to do in that moment. He was like, no, dude, you can't do that. Like, you gotta tell me who to put on the block. And Jonathan's like, well, I mean, if it were me, I don't know that I would put Dina. But I don't know if he ever actually said, like, you should put Tom or the mooch up. Like, I'm not sure if that happened.
I think he did.
Okay.
But like I said, it's been a full week.
Yeah. And insanity. Yeah. And it, as we'll get to, none of that really mattered anyway.
Right. So that's where we are right now. Those 3 people are on the block.
Right.
Then we get into episode 3 where paranoia hit strong and fast with this group.
I don't even know like where it all started, but Lolo's flipping off the memory wall.
Yeah, well, they were legitimately mad that they didn't know Dina was no longer going up.
Right.
Tamar is like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
You know, Lolo's like, what? Why they change? Like, like starting just being suspicious, getting paranoid. Like, why aren't they talking to us? Are they really in an alliance with us? You know, that just starts the wheels a going.
And they're suspicious immediately of Jonathan just because they're saying like he's always popping in, like checking on what we're doing. And so they kind of fish out really easily that he's probably the mastermind behind this like change in the nomination plan that they didn't know about. So that Alliance of 7 is falling apart very quickly.
Immediately.
Then Lolo and Natalie go into the room where Tamar is laying in bed and they're talking about, we need a name for our final 2. And Tamar's laying right there.
Rookie mistake. Oh my gosh. And like, they didn't cover well.
No.
They didn't get out of it well. No. The whole thing is a disaster. Also, Tamar and Candy are bringing up their past history. I mean, it's just like drama.
Chaos.
Paranoia, chaos, like all of the above.
Right.
There was a veto played.
Yes.
And Ricky wins.
Yeah.
Joey is clearly throwing it.
Yes.
But it is a difficult stacking thing, so people are dropping and falling, and all of a sudden Ricky wins.
Yeah.
Well, now, you know, who's Ricky? What's Ricky up to?
What's he up to? We haven't really seen him yet forming any kind of alliance with anybody.
Ryan.
But now he's got power.
Yeah, Ryan is like, let's see if we can...
let's talk.
Utilize this veto and backdoor someone big. Lolo, because like all of a sudden he forgot Team USA.
And his alliance. Like, what? So, because he's sort of reacting to the fact that Lolo, like, kind of blew up at him.
She did.
You know.
She didn't play this off at all.
Right.
Oh, these people.
Yeah, but he sort of says this to Ricky, and then Ricky's just like, well, I don't know you anything. So he turns around and tells Lolo, Ryan's gunning for you.
I mean, okay, that's one way to play it. So now Lolo knows that she's being thrown under the bus. We get to the veto ceremony and Ricky does not use the veto.
No. So we're left with Tom the mooch and Jonathan on the block.
Okay,
well then Wednesday happens.
That was Wednesday.
Today's Wednesday.
No, today's Friday.
Today. I can't even keep track of the days.
So, those 3 episodes were like before feeds even started.
Yes.
By the time the feeds come back, people are like, where's the mooch? He's not even in the house. Okay.
Because he's literally not even in the house.
He's literally not in the house. A lot had changed, which they all crammed. CBS just like, I mean, you know what, honestly, we do appreciate that you tried, CBS.
Yes, you tried.
You knew that we weren't going to want to quit her. You knew we were going to be mad about that.
Yes.
So you guys came up with a plan, and I appreciate it.
Listen, you spun it like a true White House communications director would.
That's right, you did. Yes, it looked low budget. Yes, it looked thrown together.
Yes, we saw through it.
We appreciate the effort, CBS.
That's right.
This Friday episode had to cover so much. Because
it was like a race to get us all up to speed. Because if you don't even have to be watching the show. Like if you read the news, you know that like the mooch was spotted at some conference in Switzerland. I'm like, how did you get to Switzerland so fast?
That's not where the CBS house is.
Yeah, so people knew that he had left the house.
Yeah.
But he was keeping it very open-ended. Like, well, I signed a contract and there's a twist and you have to watch to find out.
Okay, he quit and they came up with a mooch. It was a mole.
He was a mole. He wasn't a real house guest.
And now we're going to play a Veto all about the mooch.
Ooh, wow,
okay, cool.
Yeah.
So they go into this black room with some art that they had printed about the mooch. And they have to guess which ones are true. And they go into the diary room. They didn't even have podiums, you guys.
They didn't have a buzzer or anything.
No nothing. They have to go in the diary room to answer.
Yeah.
Kato wins. Well, this will
Okay.
probably be the only thing he wins.
Oh, thank you. You just took the words right out of my mouth. So now he's got the power, and we know that he is already sort of like, you know, cozying up to Tom.
Yeah, they've been buds.
Yeah.
It's funny, like, the people who don't get into the cliques,
Yeah.
then they form their own little, well, I guess it's us.
I guess, yeah. Nobody's talking to us, so I guess we talk to each other.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So then he ends up actually using it on Tom.
He's no doubt. He's John's my buddy. Let's take him off the block.
Yeah.
So, oh wait, this is this week. Oh my god.
It's chaos.
Okay, before that, because they announced the mooch is not there, Ryan immediately has to put someone on the block.
Oh my god, right. I totally forgot about that.
This just makes no sense. So Ryan puts Candy on the block immediately. It's someone from that girl's alliance. It's not so with.
Yeah.
But it's not, you know, he's not close with her, whatever.
Right.
Then they play the veto, Kato wins. Then he takes off Tom.
Yes. Now Ryan has to put someone else up on the block. He's just getting so much blood on his hands in week 1. And some of it is not his fault.
No.
But good Lord, I mean, half the house has been on the block at this point because of Ryan.
This is bonkers.
Yeah.
Now, what we see on the show is that he puts Joey up.
Yeah.
What we saw in the feeds was that they talked to Joey. Joey volunteered, offered to be a pawn so that they could really get Candy out.
Right.
The goal was to get one of the girls out.
Yeah.
And that was their plan that they came up with.
Yeah.
To put Joey up there.
Here's the problem, guys. You are not in tune with what is going on in the house, okay? You're not talking to the girls. You're not talking to other people, I guess, because Jonathan is the target.
Yeah, I mean, they did a decent job of saying, like, yeah, we're gonna vote out Candy, you know, but you don't.
And Tamar was also.
You can't trust the girls.
Yeah, but, you know, and Tamar was also one being like, Candy gotta go, Candy gotta go.
They're fighting for sure, so they thought it was an easy vote. But even Tamar was like, I can't actually vote Candy out.
Yeah.
That makes me look bad.
Right. But we did see on the show, you know, once the final nominees are up there, we see some people strategizing. They were saying like, well, we could get Candy out. That would make our quality of life in the house much better because every single day she and Tamar are feuding. But a lot of them don't really have a problem with Candy, and they do have a problem with Jonathan because he came in guns blazing into this house.
Again, because they're cramming all of this into one episode. Yeah. That was one small conversation of days worth of conversations of, you know, a little bit of going back and forth. A lot of it was for Candy, then a lot of it was for Jonathan, and it was, who do we not trust? What do we do? You know, a lot of strategy. Ricky, I don't understand Ricky. He did say at one point to Tamar, like, he's got some anger within that he's working on, which I guess is why he's been drawn to this sort of healer work in Chinese medicine. But he's very much still working on it because it is a popping up left and right. I can't tell what's going on with this guy. He speaks to people in a very interesting way. I'm very interested in how this is going to play out with Ricky. A bit of a time bomb in there. But also Tamar's a bit of a time bomb.
Yeah.
She's holding on to grudges, personal grudges from back in the day. Girl, you guys to play the game.
And Lolo is also a bit of a time bomb. Like, there are a lot of people who just fly off the handle at the drop of the hat. Yeah. So it is going to be an interesting few weeks here.
Right.
But then we go to the live eviction,
Let's evict.
So they're voting between these 3 people. And of course, nobody votes for Joey because he hates alliances and he's not really here to play the game and nobody thinks he's a threat.
Yeah, no one's worried.
So it's 6-1. Jonathan out the door. Dina is the only person who votes to keep Jonathan.
Because that was the only conversation she was looped into, was to vote Candy out.
Yeah.
I am so bummed to see Jonathan go first.
He was fun.
He, we said that we predicted he wouldn't last long because of his energy and talking too much.
Yeah.
Yes. And he is a bit much, but like he didn't seem to be rubbing people the wrong way in that way.
Right.
He actually was playing the game.
Yeah, right.
And he rubbed him the wrong way that way.
Yeah.
So he's so entertaining to me. His face is alone.
I know.
He could not keep a straight face.
No.
So I'm gonna miss that.
And now I don't know what Ryan's gonna do because he's just gonna be
a lost puppy.
A lost puppy in that house. And he was the only one. He and Dina were really the only people who were blindsided by this vote. Like his job was on the floor, but everybody else knew what was happening. Yeah, and Joey. Yeah.
So Joey, who knows nothing, Ryan, who knows nothing, and Dina, who knows nothing, they're a group now.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of people shuffling around, talking. Lolo, Natalie, and Tamar seem to be pretty tight, even though Natalie and Lolo are like, Tamar, get a grip.
Yeah.
Ricky has been seemingly more faithful to the girls than Jonathan and them.
Yeah.
Tom and Kato are kind of working with Natalie and Lolo now. I mean, I don't know if any of this is actually going to stick or if it's just going to continue to change,
Exactly. It's all over the place because the reality is they're all still getting to know each other. Yeah. They're all still learning each other's names.
Yeah, I don't know.
Dina called Diana and Tina. Candy called Andy. Like, they don't know each other. So the more they get to know each other, the more these bonds are going to become real and things will start to settle out.
And kind of learning the game. Because most of them don't know the game. They're like, oh, wait, now are we going to vote? Is there going to be a vote?
Right.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay. So we're going to have a new HOH and I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Gosh, I hope it's like a Natalie or a Lolo or something just to like be totally different.
Yeah.
Or maybe a Tom Green. I don't know.
That'd be fun, yeah.
I love Tamar's DRs if she can just get it together.
I know, she needs to keep it together.
I loved Jonathan's, but he's gone.
Yeah,
Tom
Tom's
Green
really fun.
is entertaining me, so I want him to stick around.
Dina Lohan, I don't think had one DR the whole week.
No.
So I guess
she's captured her saying, I guess I was an OG momager, and then they were like, we can't hear that word anymore, so we're just gonna not worry about you.
But we'll see what happens. It's another like Sunday, Monday, Wednesday situation next week.
Sunday, Monday, Wednesday. A lot. Yes, we are gonna be back.
Yes.
To talk more with you in a couple days. Please tell us what you think about this crazy week that was really 2 weeks.
Yes,
and
help us make sense of it, please.
What is going on? Who are you reading for? Are you sad Jonathan's gone?
Yeah. Are you sad the mooch is gone?
Right. I forgot to ask you that.
Yeah. Let us know what you think and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.